When I pull that lever of debt as hard as I can, the property still cash flows. Is what I'm talking about. So,
Another edition of Market Hunter Thursday with Herve. How
yep.
did you find it? Where did you find it? How did you finance it?
It's me and her, and it's deal done. No
Fantastic.
competition.
I was like, I got to get onto this home zone, man, because this guy's always having fun. He's looking to make the place better, Philly, man, right? He wants to help out the veterans. He wants to help out abused women, folks that have been left behind. He talks about some of the neighborhoods, some of the zip codes that are interesting for investors. Born and bred in Philly, the city of brotherly love, city of Philadelphia is where we are taking it today. Let me go ahead and throw in some stats to you. Population of Philly, 1.6 million people, median income about $46,000, median rent just under $1,400, and a home value just under $200,000. You got some big time Fortune 5 companies based over there. Obviously, Comcast, Aramark, the big food service and distribution company, AmerisourceBergen, a huge pharma company, and another company called Day and Zimmerman, huge temp agency. Today, representing from Philly, our guy, Hoan Thai from the Home Zone. So happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I've been in Philadelphia my whole entire life.
What's so exciting about investing in Philly?
Philadelphia is such an old city that it has an identity crisis because it's evolving with the times, but then there are also pockets that are old as dirt. If you're not from Philadelphia, you may end up in the wrong spots. Even if you didn't know about the nuances, as long as you have a strategy that works in all neighborhoods for the most part, then you're good. This conversation is going to be a little deeper than just my like real estate strategy, because I can talk about how I burr properties, like I buy and renovate and rent out and refinance and repeat, right? We all do that. We all do that all across the whole country.
Right.
But what I was very proactive about was designing my lifestyle the way I want. My life revolves around me having hobbies and me having the free time to do things like this. And I have real estate serve me versus me building the biggest and baddest real estate business in the world. And then me being a slave to that business, which often happens. I didn't want to be that really, really busy entrepreneur who has no time for anybody because he's too busy having to manage his business. I wanted the business to serve me, not me serve it. In terms of my real estate business, I focus right now mainly on single family and smaller multifamily, and I rent out to Section 8 as well as market rate. And I'm also going to be exploring other government funded programs, ones that work with veterans, one that works with abused women, one that works with runaway kids, things like that. Philadelphia, if you play it right, you can find a lot of properties that are undervalued. Like right now, I have a property under contract. The ARV is $175,000, but I'm buying it. I'm under contract for $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got a house under contract, $40,000. If I'm really cheap, I can probably get away with a $60,000 rehab. It might be an $80,000 rehab, something like that, right? So you see how the numbers are good. I'm all in for like that 120-ish, then I'm renting it out for 1,400 or so. All I do is organic marketing. I don't pay any money for my marketing. What I do is I do lives, I do different posts, and I just keep telling people that I'm a real estate investor. And eventually, when you do it enough, it seeps into their brain and you become front of mind. Where people go wrong is they don't do it enough to become front of mind for the person listening on the other side. How I found this deal was a friend of mine that I went to high school with. Her mom was selling the house.
Right, no competition, no brokers involvement, no broker fees for your friend's mom, and so on and so forth.
And I've mentioned this a couple of years back to somebody on stage, actually. They asked me a question like, how do you find your deals? And a lot of people say, I buy my deals from wholesalers.
Gotcha.
I create wholesalers through education. I teach people how to be a wholesaler. And then when they find the properties, they bring them to me because I'm the one who taught them how to do it. Because even though they understand from theory how it works, the step by step, they're still a little fuzzy. And then they go, Hoan, I got this property. I found this seller. What do we do now?
Right.
And now I'm the first one to see it. And I'm like, look, I'll walk you through the whole process, and then I'm going to buy it at the end, and I'm going to pay you. And they're like, okay, fantastic.
So it's a win-win-win across the board.
Yeah, yeah. I've helped a lot of people enter this business, and they've gone on and have created huge portfolios for themselves and a
Right,
whole different lifestyle for themselves. So I'm happy, I'm fulfilled that they've taken what I've taught them and they've
right.
run with it.
I want to go back to what you had said earlier. You have your hobbies, and
Yep.
so you design your business, your real estate life, in order to support you being able to have the time to
Yes.
spend with your family and with your parents.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work. How are you finding the time, or are you just flipping these properties or holding on to them as rentals?
I hold on to everything because as we know, it's through holding properties that creates wealth. So
Right,
I'm in it for the long term and
right,
I want this residual income because that's how I afford my life. And in addition to the active income activities that I have. So I have active income activities and then I have passive income activities. But to your point, it's like, when does he ever work? Well, on the front end. So I'm getting the deals. And then what do I do with the deals? Well, I have to buy them and then I have to get them fixed up. Well, in terms of getting them fixed up, whether you're buying it in South Philly or Northeast or whatever, it's living room, dining room, kitchen. You go upstairs, it's bedroom, bedroom, bathroom, bedroom. It's the
right,
same everywhere.
right,
So when it comes to materials and design, I'm buying the same materials. I'm getting them from the same place. I'm using the same contractor. Like he could go in there blindly. I don't have to tell him a single thing. And he could probably knock out 99% of it. We already know what the end product's going to be. In terms of purchasing the property, I mean, you just got to get it under contract. You have to go see the property and get it under contract and send it through title and all that kind of stuff. But that's a little bit. That's like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours out of your day. I sometimes I use hard money. A lot of times I use private money.
sure,
Sometimes I'm using unsecured credit cards.
right,
Sometimes I'm using seller financing. In terms of the properties, they're already designed. It's easy. In terms of the exit, when I'm trying to lease it up or manage it. I have a property manager, but I also manage about 50% of my portfolio. It's not a lot of work because in the rehab part, I rehab them nicely. I
okay,
make sure I do the plumbing. I make sure the electric's good. I make sure everything that can be a problem is addressed before we even start. Things are going to creak and move and shift, and then they're going to be like, "Hey, I got a problem." Okay, fantastic. I have a Rolodex, right? It's my
right,
cell phone, right? And I just send a text message to the appropriate handyman or woman, whoever it is that can fix it, handle it, service it, and
right.
that's it. That's my work, and I can do that while on the mountain bike trail. People
Gotcha.
think it's a lot of work. It's not a lot of work.
It seems like the main takeaway here is two. Number one, knowledge is power, right? And you have a lot of knowledge, and you've educated yourself about it. What you don't know, you go out and you find, and so on and so forth. And then secondly, it seems like you have a system in place. What could appear to be a lot of work for other folks is not for you, because you have some good systems in place to go ahead and address those problems as they become real time to you. Where do you like to invest inside of Philly?
Yeah, I focus on the West Philly area,
Okay.
and the zip codes are like 19143, 19139, 19151, 19104. Those are a couple of zip codes that the
Yep.
viewers may want to look into. What I just gave you is a big part of Philadelphia. And
Sure.
within in that, there's a lot of pockets. But I like to focus on the C class in there because of the cash flow. I mainly lease out to Section 8 tenants for my C class properties. In the C class neighborhoods, it's not so dangerous that like I feel like my life is endangered if I was walking through.
Right.
All properties cash flow. It just depends on how much
How
debt
much?
you take out on them, right?
Absolutely.
When I pull that lever of debt as hard as I can, the property still cash flows. Is what I'm talking about. And the C class areas, when you buy right and you rehab correctly, you nail it. Like it happens. And that right there, it's like I don't even have to think anymore. It's just like buy it, rehab it within this number, you're going to hit that DSCR. Think, remember, I want real estate to serve me, not me serve it. But this is where I struggle. And this might be a little helpful thing for the viewers
Bring
because
it. Bring it. Absolutely, man.
I'm going to go a little spiritual or a little
All
this
right.
or a little that, right? It's me battling my ego of going bigger versus having what I have and being grateful for it. Justin
Right.
brought up a good point. He says, look, I'm grateful for where I am. And I was grateful for when I worked at Burger King and made $7 an hour.
Right.
But me wanting more does not make me disrespect that I currently have a job, but it's okay to graduate. I battle with this idea of I look around and I look at people who are doing much more, much bigger things and all of that. And I'm like,
Right.
man, people are like, oh, I have 4,000 units. Like that makes my ego feel really bad, right?
Right.
That
How
makes
do
me
you
feel,
balance that? How do you balance that?
I have to remind myself that if I chase that shiny object and build a bigger business with the employees, with all that it comes with, that I might end up falling into that trap that when I was not ego driven, I reminded myself that, hey, Hone, you're trying to build a life where you get to enjoy the life in your best year. And it's just a constant struggle to remind myself, hey, Hone, remember what you wanted. You want money, yes, you want wealth, you want all of that, but at the same time, you don't want a lifestyle where you feel trapped.
I think it's always going to be a tug of war inside of us. And I think part of it is our own internal competitive spirit. I think, like you said, part of it is ego. I don't think there's anything wrong with having that discussion with yourself on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what's your purpose and what's your why? Do I want more, 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 more? And then slowly I'm going to get pulled away from being able to spend time with family and friends and my parents and all your hobbies. And then I could continue to grow nicely, but I don't have to feel like I'm chasing that shiny nickel.
Right now, I would like to say that my life is working for me. You know, there's always that nagging like, Hone, you can do more. And I'm like,
Either or. Yeah. What's Home's why, right? You like to help other folks.
it's just a matter of time before my property that I bought, I'm all in at $100,000, where that property is going to be worth $300,000, $400,000.
Right.
And I believe that the area is just going to continue to develop and spread out and out and out. It's an old population in West Philadelphia where you will often buy a house from somebody who's like, I've lived here since I was 4 years old, and today I'm 65. And
Right.
it's
Right.
like
Right.
you're
Right.
buying
Right.
it from them. There's old population who's ready to just go, here you go, take my house and take all the problems with it.
Right.
Okay, we'll
Right.
gladly do it. A lot of different areas are gentrifying, like really bad areas that
Mm,
have turned around, and now their average house is $500,000. We
wow.
have your Northern Liberties, your Fishtown, your South Philadelphia. Also, what you're seeing is like the Northeast used to be really, really good, and then now it's kind of like it's shifting a little down.
It's the shifting sands, man. Shifting sands in real estate. Hey, folks, if you're watching, please smash that subscribe button on the bottom of that YouTube page of theirs.
I would love for your YouTube subscribers to come be my YouTube subscribers and come check me out at Hone Zone. So go to youtube.com/Hone Zone
There
and
we
you will
go.
find me. That's HoanZone. And that's where I release videos to help people become better real estate investors and also designing your life the way you actually want to live the life. You build a business that serves you, not where you serve it.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, man, listen, I'm going to leave it there. I couldn't say any better, myself, man. He's been at it and he's doing real, real well. Hoan Thai, thank you. Subscribers, have a great, great, profitable week, and we'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys. Peace.